Hey guys, hello. It's all about Nadia Batson today. How is everyone doing? Come through, come through, come through. How is everyone doing? Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you're calling from. How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? Today's all about Nadia Batson, okay? Hey Simbali, hey Victor. I'm going to put this off before they turn me off. Hey Victor, how's it going? So, today we're going to have a conversation with Nadia Batson. Now, when we put this up, people were excited about it. People were like, oh my God, this is Nadia. And people called and said, yeah, finally we get to kind of hear from Nadia. Because here's the thing, she has been working for time, okay? This lady has been working since 2005. She's been setting the foundations since 2005, okay? She became a professional singer at the age of 17, 2005 to 2011. She was the only female vocalist for Kes the band, right? And in that time, she was singing and producing and everything else. Her breakaway song was One Island. Hey, Shy, how you doing? Her breakaway song was One Island. And people thought she was actually Lucian or Dominican because of the vibe of the song, all right? And then in 2011, she also kind of she also formed SAS, the only female band, all-female band, okay, and it achieved quite a lot of success, kind of regionally, but also kind of internationally as well. So this lady has been busy, okay. She's a songwriter, she's a producer, she's an artist in her own right, okay. And it kind of felt like, even before this, I'd say she's been doing the work. She's been putting in the work. There's some songs which you probably heard, which you probably don't know, which actually hers. So we have Shivers on the folklore rhythm and all of those. So she has been putting the work in. But it kind of almost felt like 2018, 2019, Miss Nadia Batson just went up levels. She just went up levels. There was So Long, there was Shakedown, was the other one. There was another song as well. I can't remember right now. All of these things they were just tunes. They were just tunes, and people were just singing the tunes. And then there was 2020. She gave us Fat. Yeah, she gave us Champion. She had One Mission with Voice, and she was doing the stuff. And all her tunes were working, and then. Exactly, right, Keisha? From back to back, she was just doing her stuff. Really good tunes, right? And then all of a sudden, COVID just locked things off for everyone, And then Nadia was supposed to come up in April to kind of do a concert. That squash. Hey, Nadia, you're going to come to in a second. That squash. And then, and that was it. Catching Feelings, exactly symbolic. Catching Feelings. Hello, let's see. She sent a request. Miss Nadia Batson, waiting, Miss Lady, she's coming through. Yeah.
Yay! Hi,
how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? I'm real good. How are you?
I'm good. I was about to tell everything about you, how you've been working so hard, have you been doing the stuff, been setting the foundation.
Yes. Yes.
Everything. Yes. Even in lockdown, you haven't been kind of just sitting down. You've been kind of doing your makeup.
Yeah.
You've been doing TV. You have been on it.
Yes.
You've been on it. And your fans have been so eager for this, Miss Nadia Batson.
Wow.
They've been so eager for this. And you have some hardcore, die-hard Nadia fans. From way back when. Oh, hello, freeze. Yeah.
Way back when. Can you hear me?
Exactly, I can hear you now. So when we said we're going to do this, people said, "Finally, you're finally speaking to Nadia," and they were so.
I was actually supposed to come to London. I think it was in April.
Yeah. And that COVID just squashed all of that.
Yeah. sucks.
so much, you know. I know. I have so many questions for you because you are an entrepreneur. You have been
Yes.
doing your, you've
Mm-hmm.
been music, songwriting, producing, singing, now you're into makeup and stuff. And I want to touch on some of these. I don't know where to start. I'll start with the singing.
Sure.
And I was just saying, it kind of felt like 2019, 18, 19. You just went up.
Yes.
You just went up levels.
Yes. Yes.
Everyone was excited, or was that something, wow, that was just a wow moment. What
Well,
happened there?
you can hear me okay, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, good. Um, in 2018, it was so weird because the folklore rhythm came out, um, with of course Kes Hello and um Turner and Second Star. And I remember that rhythm was out already. It came out. And then when I heard it, I was like, "Shit, why didn't Kit, that's the producer. I was like, why Kit didn't call me for this rhythm? This rhythm so bad. And
Yeah.
then it was weird because we started seeing comments on YouTube, with
Yeah.
people with fans saying Nadia Batson would have killed this rhythm. Nadia Batson would have killed this rhythm. So so it was so weird when the producer of the rhythm, actually, he sent out like a WhatsApp blast. I think it was just like a few days after, and I messaged him and I said, dog, this rhythm real bad, boy, congratulations, trust me, this is gonna blow up, whatever, whatever, whatever. And he was like, you want to go on it? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, of course he could go on it, because like I said, the rhythm was already out.
Yeah.
I actually jumped on board like about maybe like a week or two after the rhythm came out. So I had a little catching up to do. This is catching feelings, guys.
Yeah.
Um, um,
But the song, it's
yes,
so slam.
yes. everybody, yeah, everybody loved it. From the moment it came out, everybody just loved it. And I'm the type of person too. If I realize that people like something just a little bit, oh, don't even make me get a toe in the door, because I will start to push. Man, I started to push. I was pushing. I was like, yes, I have to get because like I said, I had a little catching up to do, right? So I was like
Right.
pushing. Every little show that I did, I started posting it on Instagram. I was like, people have to know this song because the rhythm is already out, and of course, people just ended up really falling in love with Catching Feelings, just in love. And I think with the success of Catching Feelings, I think I just got like almost was like a new energy, like a resurgence of something here. Because I started, it was almost as though, because like you said, I have diehard fans, like from ever since little Maddie. And it was almost as though we kind of rekindled our love for each other. And this is, of course, myself and fans, right? And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go even harder,
Wow.
in 2019. And of course, that's when So Long came. So, and you know what happened with that one.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I had my first fete outside of lockdown. Yeah, so lockdown finished in UK. My first fete, and So Long Nadia hit different. It hit
Yes.
about different vibe, and it just showed me that your songs, your songwriting, is so relevant outside of the fetes, outside of
Yes.
the whining.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
so, it was.
everybody
Okay, this is very good.
everybody keeps
Sorry, go on.
saying everybody keeps saying that that's the song they want to hear. The first that they hit, that's the song they want to hear. Hmm.
It's so relevant. It's so cool. But it made me kind of think about you and your writing. Okay.
Hmm.
Um. Actually, what gives you the most joy? Is it the songwriting? Is it the performing? Is it the production? What part of it do you think?
I don't think I have like a favorite. I think, okay, so the songwriting actually came first because
Right.
I've been writing ever since I was a child. My mom always tells everybody this story about how I was reading, like I used to pick up newspapers. Love you too, Shan. I used to pick up newspapers and I'm reading at 3 years old, like full articles in the newspaper. But my mom is a writer. So
Right. Okay.
she used to write short stories and poems and she works a lot with kids, so she wrote like children's books and so I always used to sit next to her and write.
Right.
So I used to start off just writing poems a lot, and
Okay.
and so the songwriting came first. The singing came a few years later. It started in school. Um, and fun fact, um, the first style of music that I sang was qasidas, which are like Muslim ballads, because I went to a Muslim school. So
Okay.
yeah, my primary school was a Muslim school. So I started singing in Arabic first. Um, and then I, of course, yeah, and then when I went to then when I went to secondary school is when I started delving into the little R&B and thing, big up my children of the 80s and 90s. Um, but um, but that's where it all started for me. But I compartmentalize very well in my head because I wear a lot of different caps. Um, like you said, I'm a songwriter, I'm a singer, entrepreneur, band leader, and I always, like, when I'm in this zone, I'm in this zone, and I'm loving everything that I'm doing in this zone at that time. So I don't really have like a favorite, you know what I mean?
Okay.
As long as I'm involved in the arts, I'm good. As long as, because I tried doing the 9 to 5 and doing like, because I used to implement software and but I didn't have like a passion for it, you know what I
Right.
mean? Oh gosh, I'm
So there's
seeing so much
nothing in-
love here. I get distracted because I see so much love in the comments.
no, nothing. So there's nothing else you could see yourself ever doing besides doing what you're doing right now.
Oh no, at all. I have to be involved in the arts. I'm way too creative. My mind is wired very differently in terms of like, I'm just always, I would get up. This is the reason why I built a studio in my house, because I would just get up in the middle of the night. Like I need to record. I need to put something down, I'm always, that's just how my mind is wired differently.
I love it.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, where do you get your inspiration for your songs? Because the thing is, your songs, you talk about familiar content, familiar things,
Hmm.
but you haven't had a twist on it. It's kind of different. So
Yeah.
how does that, what do you
You,
get your inspiration?
you know what it is? I feel like I'm just always trying to be authentically Trini and by extension authentically West Indian. I just love Caribbean culture so much, as cliche as it may sound. I always feel like we just don't understand what we have. As someone who is very well traveled, I feel like when I remember this one time I was in LA and I met a few rappers and then we went to this studio and they just wanted me to talk because they just like the Trini accent. And it's little things that we take for granted. And this is the reason why people don't even recognize. That's the reason why my music always resonates, because it's us. Solo is literally the way we speak. It's a conversation and song. Hey, look, you know what I mean? See, you did it. It's just, that's just us, And
Yeah.
I always try to be myself. Like, I just feel like I need to be just authentically Caribbean, you know? So,
So if you want to be a, so if I had to say, if I had to ask you, what is Nadia Batson? Who is Nadia Batson? If you could describe Nadia Batson in 3 words,
hmm
what would that do?
mm,
Oh.
I would say, funny. I would say,
I've heard that a lot about you.
yeah, I like to laugh a lot. I would say funny. I would say talented is not the word that I want to use. I want to say expressive.
Nice.
I'm very expressive. That's what, two, funny, expressive, and 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 I think I'm a good leader too. I think when I think of myself, that's where I see myself. Like
Mhm.
when I think of myself, like in my mind's eye, I always just see myself laughing. And then I'm always just creative, and but I always like to lead in the best way that I can. Yeah. Oh
Right.
gosh, you're gonna make me cry. I'm seeing so much love here. Jeez.
Right. I mean, they love you. They love you. I'm
Sean, you
just
know
thinking
it's
about some of.
crying.
I'm thinking about some of your songs over the years, kind of manager and kind of replace and kind of fat. And for me, it almost has a theme of kind of women, female empowerment, right?
Right.
Um,
Hmm.
even so long, you're not waiting for the man to come and say, give me a wine. It's like, give me a wine. That, that's something which is that your aim? Was that your aim for those songs? Or is it something which just kind of came out in terms
With
of those songs?
female empowerment. Okay, yeah, for sure. I remember my earlier hits, like as you said, like No Pressure, Manager, that whole era of Nadia Batson there. I was doing a lot of female empowerment type of songs. I've
Yeah.
always been I've always been lobbying for like women's rights, and for women to be more vocal and more active, and to stand and take their role in every aspect of their lives. That's just me. Um, of course,
Right.
we live in the Caribbean, so the men wasn't happy with me at that time at all. So they were like, yeah, they were like, you're bashing men and you're bashing, and I used to
Yeah.
tell them it's not about bashing men, it's about empowering women, you know.
Mhm.
But definitely that was the aim at that time. Yeah.
Love it. I love it. And I mean, even the ones, even fat, everyone is like fat. And they love it. I guess there's one thing I wanted to touch on because I'm just thinking you've been in this business for a long time.
Hmm.
And people have said that you do not fit the kind of, how do I say, stereotypical female artist in that
Right.
you're beautifully dark skinned, you're
Hmm.
beautifully competitive, and that is kind of not the typical one, yeah? And I'm just wondering, you must have had so much challenges kind of
Yeah.
in the past. Now everyone's embracing shade and embracing color, but I'm
Hmm.
sure when you started, it was like that. Nadia,
Oh,
how did you cope with that? How did you
yeah.
cope with that?
It wasn't. It
Because you still
wasn't.
have.
Yeah. It still happens to this day. I mean, now it's a lot less. But I remember in the beginning of my career, I had a lot of challenges. I faced a lot of challenges, and I had a lot of hurdles to overcome too. Because um, one, like you said, first of all, I no one looked like me at all, um at all, like and I even had people in the business who are still in the business to this day who would say things to my face like, um oh God, Trini, like Red Woman, think it could be a little harder for you, and people have said these things to my face. So
That's a good for that.
yeah, listen, but for me, I've always been the type of person who, when you tell me I cannot do something, listen, you don't even know what you're doing, because it's no self I doing it. Like there's no. I'm not gonna just allow you to dictate how my life, my career, my path is gonna be. That's up to me and God. That's not
Right.
up to you at all. So,
I
and that's
mean,
and I
you
think
should
that
have.
and I think that's why a lot of women, even now, always say that I am such a big inspiration, because I broke down doors, because I always felt like the representation needed to be there at all times. It still does. It's important. So you'll find that now a lot of women who want to come into the business, they look at me as the example. You know what I mean? Is like I kind of just had that mindset, like it's going to happen. it's going to happen. God didn't bless me with all of this talent for me to just roll over, like, yeah.
Love it. Have you ever had any regrets? I saw on, I think I saw an interview somewhere you said you have many regrets, but there's none you can talk about. That's the OMG interview. Have you had any sort
Probably.
of,
Say that one more time.
probably.
I didn't hear you. Sorry.
I said that, have you had any regrets within your career? I mean, I saw an interview where you said you had many, but not enough
Maybe,
to talk about.
yeah, maybe at that time, but now, no, because in retrospect, I think it just everything that I went through kind of, allowed me to be the not just the artist, but the woman that I am today. Um, so I feel like no, I don't think I have any regrets. Maybe at that time I was watching things from a different perspective, but no, no, not at all. I kind of embraced my journey because now I appreciate it so much more. And for me, I remember I just through the years, I've always been a consistent artist. I've always had hits, but I always felt as though, and the fans too would always say, Nadi not getting the respect that she deserve, and Nadi is not where she's supposed to be. And I always used to tell people, listen to me, I rather be underrated than overrated any day, because there are many people who are overrated. You know what I mean? And I feel like for me, at the end of the day, I know what I can offer. I know what I bring to the table. I know how important it is. I know how important my role is, even behind the scenes, working and contributing to the very well-oiled machine, which is the industry of soca music. I do so much, even behind the scenes with fellow artists, vocal production,
Tell us. This is your time to let us know because we know you do a lot.
I do, yeah, I do a lot. A lot of artists would message me, Nadi, especially when it comes to like songwriter. Nads, help me to structure this here, move this here. You think this line is good, or some people, some artists would just want me to sit in their sessions to help with vocal production or stuff like that. I do so much behind the scenes as well that I am sure about what my contribution is. You know what I mean?
I love it. I love it. You said in the past that you developing SAS was one of the best decisions you've ever made. Why was it such a good decision for you?
Because female musicianship in Trinidad and in the Caribbean, to me, was almost like a myth. Because I remember when I started having auditions for SAS, everybody was like, but where you gonna get a drummer from? Where you getting a bassist? Where you getting these people from? Because we knew that there were female musicians around, but nobody knew like where you're gonna get these people from. And I always wanted to showcase female musicianship. I wanted to do that. And when I left Kesty Band, I decided that if I have to have a band, I wanted it to not only be different, but I needed it to represent what I stand for. Which of course is promoting women, showcasing women, the talent of women, advocating for more females in the business, and lobbying for women. So for me, I was like, I'm gonna do an all-female band. Everybody was like, what? And I was like, no, I'm gonna get it done. And you know what? Even with forming SAS, we had a lot of challenges too, because everybody was like, man, like Bacana, you looking to put together and I was like, listen, nobody else could change musicians like these men in these bands. Nobody don't say anything. You will go and see one band this year, and then next year is like a completely different band behind. Right. Nobody says anything about that. So for me, I was like, I wasn't gonna let that deter me from kind of really going through with my vision there.
It has so much success, kind of like I said, regionally and internationally. It's well noted, and that's such a blessing. Kind of love that. I want to kind of come back to you. You have had so many achievements, including kind of an award for cultural kind of achievements, Mayor of Trinidad. Yes. What has been your proudest moment, Nadia? What has been your proudest moment so far?
You know what? I would have to say, those who know me know I am extremely emotional. Like I'm very, and that's because I don't take, I know the power of my pen, and I know how it
Mm.
affects, I know how it affects people. And so this is the
Mm-hmm.
reason why I try sometimes to be very as responsible as I can be while not jeopardizing the integrity of my creative self. I try to be as responsible as I can with my pen. And I think for me, the most gratifying thing is when people come up to me. I can't explain how many moments I've had with, fans coming up to me and sobbing, not crying, like sobbing, like tears. I remember this.
Respect.
I'll give you guys a real quick story. So this was the year of, I think it was No Pressure. Yeah, like 2012. And I went to this event and I met a young lady. She was trying to get backstage. And of course, the security was like, no, no, no. And she insisted she has to meet Nadia. She has to meet Nadia. She has to meet Nadia. And I saw the commotion happening because she was like trying to get my attention. And even my security was saying, no, don't go. Like, you can't just go to the gate. And I'm like, no, I need something is happening here with this girl. And I went to the gate, and this girl just pushed everybody aside and she just grabbed me. And she was crying, and she said, she explained that she was in such an abusive relationship, and um my words helped her and my songs always help her, and listening to interviews and the things that I'm saying, Grenada inside, the things that I just being who I am, and always just giving women the encouragement to do the things that they have to do. And I felt that. So I started to cry. She crying, I crying, everybody like, oh Lord. But funny enough, that particular instance is something that happens with me in particular. Sometimes I wonder if other artists experience that as much as I do. I have a different type of relationship with fans. Like, I don't know. It's almost like,
That's what I've.
yeah, it's almost like Nadia's we friend, that kind of way. So it's like they just Nadia.
Hardcore, long-standing, passionate fans and passionate supporters.
Yes.
And I've always wondered about that because the interaction you have with your fans, the way they respond to you is so different from kind of the other artists. And I wanted to ask you about that. What are you doing that getting people so emotional about?
I don't know. I think like as I said, I'm just always myself. I'm just always myself. I don't put anything on. I always say my personality is not an accessory, like an earring that I take off and put on when I leave the house, or like if I'm with somebody. It's not an accessory. It's just who I am. Even when I do like videos for Instagram, and I'm always just real. I'm always just Natty, and I feel that that's what just connects with people. And I appreciate that so much.
I think they notice that as well. I think probably within this lockdown, within this quarantine period, you have been probably one of the artists who've been most interactive on Instagram,
Yes.
most kind of visual on
Yes.
Instagram as well. And you are kind of so happy to show your different passions. So, for example, I'm coming to it, your makeup. Your makeup is amazing, by the way.
Thank you. I'm still learning, but thanks.
I think you succeeded. But the thing is, you have to know about your passion for makeup. So tell us a bit about that. I know you have your own page now.
Right.
Yeah. Has it always been a passion for you?
It wasn't. Actually, I couldn't do makeup at all. Like, I have pics of, like, just the other day, I'm seeing my friend Mayana in the comments there. Just the other day, Mayana sent me a picture of, like, 10 years ago. Listen, my makeup was horrendous. I couldn't do makeup at all. Like, I just couldn't do makeup at all. It was like the worst. The worst. Like, no, you don't understand. The worst. So, and I don't even know when this happened. I just started falling in love with makeup. I was like, I kind of like this. And then it's kind of like, almost started using it as like a therapy session for me too, because if I'm sitting and just doing my makeup, because I practice all the time, and I would just be talking to myself, and and I just fell in love with it. And I was like, I'm, of course, me being me, I'm always trying to be, if I'm doing something, I want to do it to the best of my ability. So I went on YouTube, I watched nearly every tutorial they have, and then I work with some phenomenal makeup artists as well right here in Trinidad, and I would always ask questions. I'm sitting in there saying, like, what's that? What is for? And what you put in here? And what product is this? And so, and I just fell in love with it. But of course, I always, like, even now, a lot of fans are asking me to start doing tutorials, and for me, I'm still learning. Like, I get it, and that's why I keep telling them that I would probably post stuff that I'm sure about. Like, if I'm sure how to do this, I'll tell you all, but I don't want to like be sharing information that I'm not still kind of shaky on, But I just love it.
Now, what's your favorite part of makeup to do? Is it the eyes? Is it the lips? I remember you saying, I saw one of yours and you said, oh God, I don't like doing the smoky eye. Are you still, what's your favorite part to do?
Listen to me. Listen to me. So I practice smoky eyes well enough now so that I know how to do it well enough now. But in the beginning, because I don't know how many of the fans are on here who actually know about makeup. Smoky eyes is just one of the hardest because it's a lot of blending. And I couldn't get it before at all. But now I'm getting it now. But my favorite part to do is the eyes, because you could be very creative. And then I have a lot of eye space too, so I could play a lot with colors. Yeah.
So with your makeup and stuff, does that mean you're gonna be having a line, a Nadia Batson line, a Nadia Batson product?
Oh, for sure. Oh, that's me right there. I'm just wearing my entrepreneurial hat as usual. I was happy that I aligned myself with the beauty industry too, because of course I would now want to eventually like delve into some form of line, whether it's a palette or something that I'm really passionate about. But definitely, for sure. Hi
Wow, I love
guys.
it.
Oh gosh, only a real laughing mouth today, boy. Oh gosh.
How much love you have this side of the Atlantic as well. We love you. That's not enough of you there. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Did you ever come to London? When's the last time you came to London?
I came to, was I there last year, I think? Was I in London last year? Listen, last year was like a blur, like, because that was the year of so long, and I was literally only in Trinidad for 2 weekends out of the entire year. So I was, whoa. But I do think I went, I can't remember. But yes, I've been to London quite a few times.
So tell me, lockdown, you've been doing a lot of things. Do you miss it? Do you miss the traveling? Do you miss the kind of performing? Or have you found this as a time to just kind of chill, relax, and do other things?
Well, you'll hear the joke. At first, I went from having an extremely busy year last year with so long, every weekend out, traveling, performing, and straight into 2020. And with the success of Fat, it didn't stop. So I was like straight into Carnival 2020. So right after Carnival, when I heard that we have to go on a lockdown, I was low-key happy. I was like, yeah, I was like, I'll take a little time to sleep and I'll be good. But that was in March, so I thinking, well, by middle of April, we back out. We going. Lover, we are in August. So yes, I am missing performing. I am missing it like crazy. You have to understand something too with soca. Soca is a connection music. It's not just like my good friend Shal. I was talking to Shal the other day, and he was saying it's just soca is very much artists and fans. We have to feed off that energy, like on stage and live. It's us and them, and it's hands and it's thing and wine and we are just so, we need that. We need it. We need it. So even just doing something as simple as recording music, which is something I love to do, yes, but still there's the need to perform and to have, to have that connection with the fans. You want to have that juiciness there. So I mean, of course, and then like right now, the uncertainty is really starting to get to a lot of artists, and rightly so, because we still don't know where the last sector is going to go back out to work. That's a fact. But we still have no idea when that's going to be. And that's what the scary part is. You know what I mean? That's what the scary part is. But we missing each other.
No, but how are you coping that? Because I mean, a lot of the artists I've spoken to, they say, oh, well, in their writing, they're trying out new things. They're going to try and see if they can find some other career to do, all those kind of things. What about you? What are you doing? Or how you doing?
Well, I try to do my best to keep myself busy. So when I started realizing, okay, Nads, we're not going anywhere right now, I said, well, let me try and use this time to do the things that I've wanted to do for a while. I always liked editing. So I was like, I wake up one day and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna teach myself Final Cut Pro. This is just how I am. People who know me, that they used to call me a nerd when I was younger. I would just wake up and be like, you know what? I want to teach myself so by so. And I would do it. So I got up and I was like, I'm gonna teach myself Final Cut, which for those who don't know is of course a editing program. And that's what I did. I went on YouTube. YouTube was my best friend. And so I started just doing like little things and started editing little things, like that whole fridge video that ended up going viral with me and the fridge. Yes, it's just so stripping. But you know, funny enough, that was just me trying to practice because I needed content, right? I was like, okay, well, if I'm gonna teach myself editing, I'm gonna need content. So I was like, okay, what could I do? What could I do? What could I do? So I was just trying to get things to do so that I could have stuff to edit. And I knew people would find it funny, but I didn't think they would find it like that funny. Like people were going nuts over that. So I've been keeping myself busy. Of course, as you said, well, I'm still learning a lot with the editing, because that's a lot. And then I have the beauty page. Then I have Yellow Cow TV, which is something that I just.
Let me talk about. There's some things I learned that I never heard of now, because I'm Lucian. I never heard of tag back before, so I'm like, what is tag back? I love it.
I've seen everybody here saying they enjoy it so much. It's so funny.
So what's the aim of it? What's that about?
So my girlfriend and I, we've literally been friends since like teenagers, because we've known each other for like 20 years. So, but we always sit and talk and laugh like all the time. Like that's just our thing, right? Now as we're doing thing, I'm coming up the road. But we laugh so much and we talk about such a wide range of stuff. I was like, you know what? I think a good idea would be for us to film this, you know. I think people would like to see something like that. And it would be a different side of me too, just kind of see me in a more relaxed mode, laughing, talking shit. So, and that's what we did. That's what we did. And people just love it. Like they are going crazy for this thing. Everybody find out why you only have one episode a week, and it's just so crazy. But that's really all that it is, and all that it was meant to be. It's just like when girlfriends sit to chat, and that's it. And she is a real comedian by herself. So it's like people just sit and watch it and laugh now, you know.
I can see it was funny. It was funny. And like I said, I learned a lot of there. I learned a lot there. Funny. This now. Okay, so let's imagine COVID done. Okay. Where would you take the plane to first? Where would you travel to first?
To perform or just to go?
Just to take the plane and go. Where would you go?
I think I'll probably go to Canada, because I want to see my family over there. My Anna, Jay, mom. I think I'll probably go to Canada first.
Okay. And where would you like to perform?
You know what? I think I want to perform in the Caribbean. in the Caribbean. I want to touch base. I want to touch base with my people and just you know, just start to rev up that energy again now, you know. But yeah, honestly, you know, I've worked, and I don't like to say I work hard, but I do work smart, in my opinion. And I have so many fans now in so many different places. Um, that is kind of hard. It's like it's just I don't know where I will end up going first. I know wherever I do go, it will be appreciated and we'll have a good time. You know what I mean?
I think you kind of work very smart. I think you
Barbados.
also,
I seen
I
Barbados,
think
but
that's
Barbados is in
good,
the
yeah.
house.
I think you also work very thinking about the long term as well, which I think a lot of artists probably don't do. So you
Yeah.
were very smart, very long term. And I'm
Hmm.
wondering, is that kind of part why you were so interactive online? Because you have loads of visuals, you have loads of beautiful visuals and all of that.
Yeah.
It is that kind of part of the whole supporting the fans and kind of interacting with the fans, but it's also kind of thinking long term. Well, boy, we're not gonna
Well,
be doing anything like so.
honestly, honestly, what me being very present, and make sure my visibility is there on social media is always, because I always want fans to understand I don't just use you to like and buy my music. Like, we've developed a relationship. So even though I may not be working right now, I can't just drop fans and just pick it back up, you know, when I want them to listen to my stuff or to buy my stuff, or you know what I mean? Like, I just feel that that's corny. Like, I wouldn't do that. I have a different type.
That's why we
Yeah.
love you. That's
I have a different relationship with my fans. I don't play that. I'm not just gonna stop posting and you know my visibility is like, when Natty gone just like that. I wouldn't do stuff like that. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. So, because at the end of the day, we really in this together, you know. I always say this cannot work. Fans don't even know the important role that they play in the music industry, not just soca. Because at the end of the day, I always say it's a network. I could come up with the greatest song in the world. If I don't get the right producer, it's not gonna be a hit at all. If I don't have the DJs and the radio to play it, it's not gonna reach where it can possibly reach. And if I don't have the fans, then I have, what am I doing this for? You know what I mean? Like, who am I trying? So fans play such a big role in the industry as well. They're part of the soca industry, and that's a fact. And of course, we as artists work very hard to make sure that we have more and more fans coming in, which is now we could see that very much, like I would say like 5 6 years ago, when you have 1 million views on YouTube. Listen, you want to throw a
yeah.
party. Now it's like now it's
That's
like
nothing.
now it's like 1 million views. Hey, that's like, no, we had to aim to get even, we have to aim to have even more, you know, because it's like 1 million views is like nothing now. And that's a testament to the hard work of the artists, producers, and the fans, because they keep going, they go, they listen over and over, they share it, you know. You hear Nadia new tune, da, 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 and that's how you build up your views too, you know. So of course the fans
Do
play a
you
huge role.
do you think some of the artists realize the importance of the fans? Because I kind of feel sometimes that the artists, they kind of so busy chasing new fans, they forget about their old
The
hardcore
old,
fans.
right. Mm-hmm. That's a real good point. Um, I can't speak for anyone else. But I know for me, I know my fans rock with me. I like, they know my story. They always, like I said, they always would say, Nads, you don't get the respect you deserve. So they're there with me. They're there. Whether I have a song, a big tune or not, my fans don't ever leave my side at all. So I am very mindful of the importance of fans, and of course I always welcome new fans. Of course, this is the reason why I never have a problem giving my startup story over and over and over again. and some people know it already, but there are I have many new fans who are now getting to know. There are some people who don't even know I have over 10 years in this business. They just know me from Catching Feelings and So Long. I have a
And
lot of
fat.
new fans. And fat.
Yeah.
And fat.
Yeah.
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 And that's a fact.
I love
You
it. I
know?
love it. I love it. So you've worked with almost everyone, but is there anyone you'd like to work with inside of soca or outside of soca?
Um I've worked with many artists in different capacities too. Like I've had like writing sessions with some. I've had like a lot of collaborations with a lot of artists as well. I think I've worked with almost everybody in Trini that I would want to work with. I am a person like this. I am a real vibes woman. I like good vibes. I like light vibes, light energy, because I love to laugh. So it's always, once we can
Right.
connect on that kind of level, like, it's like, yeah, we doing it. So I like good. I don't like heavy. I don't like people who like bacchanal. I don't like no heavy
Right.
vibes. I don't like no sour vibes. I don't like. This is the reason why I'm always, people will say, you get vexed. Oh, yes, I do. But I like up. So as long as we could connect and have good vibes, then cool. One of the things that I would love to do more too is have a lot more collaborations with um, other artists from the Caribbean. And I'll tell you why. Trinidad, like a lot of the fans in Trinidad, they're not aware of, especially like VI artists, and they're not aware. They may know their music, but they're not. And I feel like one of the ways in which we can improve that is by having a lot more collaborations. Yeah, having a lot, so that we could bring them into our world, and of course they could take me into that world, because I've always felt that there's some kind of disconnect somewhere when it comes to artists, especially okay, so like most fans throughout the Caribbean, they know almost all the Trini artists. That's a fact. But it's not reciprocated, and I have a problem with that on behalf of the artists from the other islands. And I feel like the only way that we could fix that is, yes, it's very true, somebody saying that they're underrated, and that's very true. And truth be told, there are so many artists from other islands who could easily rival the performance or the songs from artists right here in Trinidad. So for me, it's about getting everybody to know everybody. You have to understand, this thing is about numbers too. We can't have that kind of separation. We have to do it together. We have to do it together. We cannot, there's no other way that we could have soca even reach where we would ideally want it to reach. We have to do it together.
Okay.
So,
and thinking about that, where do you want soca to reach?
I think
For you,
I would be happy when I could mention soca in amongst any class of people, any group of people, and anywhere in the world, without people having to ask me what is that. I hate that. I hate it. I don't like it. I don't like it, because when I think about the type of music it is, and how joyful it is, and how how it has so much energy, and how it brings people together, and I feel like that's something that we should be able to share with the world,
because
yeah,
I mean, even for us, sorry, go on.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like for me, I would be happy. I don't even study like thing on Billboard and all. I mean, I take on them kind of thing, because I'm not gonna make anybody feel like whatever their benchmark is for greatness is mine. That's so I don't care about those things. But I feel like I want to have I want it to be a situation where we can mention soca anywhere in the world, to any class of people, to anybody anywhere, and they know who we are. You know what I mean?
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your one mission for soca, right? The other song with Boise, one mission. That's your mission for soca. What is your mission for Nadia Batson? What does Nadia Batson want?
I always just take things one day at a time. That's just the way that I am. I know that wherever I go, it's going to be in a positive direction because I don't put anything else out into the universe other than positivity, Gail. Like I can't. That's just not me. So I know that wherever I end up, um, regardless of how far I have to go, it's going to be in a positive light. You know what I mean? And I always want to be like, I always say I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, but I feel like I represent the entire Caribbean sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah. So for me, it's about just making sure that wherever I go, wherever I end up, it's something that I could be happy with and that the people could be proud of me. You know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
think we're very proud of you. We're very proud
Oh.
of you. Okay, I'm just looking at this time. We still got 10 minutes or so. Um, they have a lot of artists coming up, okay, kind of in Trinidad, in the UK, everywhere. What would your advice be to them, Nadia? Because I think some artists, some of the younger artists sometimes feel like the elders are not kind of supporting them enough. They're not taking time with them enough. What would your advice be to upcoming artists?
You see, the thing about it is, you know what? I used to tell everyone before, I used to say, try to perfect your craft. But I think now my perspective has since changed.
Okay.
I always tell people, make the mistakes. Because it's only when you make the mistakes, that's the only way you're gonna learn. So you don't need to be perfect from jump. I used to
Okay.
say perfect your craft, but you don't have to. You have because it is a journey. We are all on this journey, and you're going to make a lot of mistakes along the way, but when you make the mistakes, that's how you correct it, and that's how you learn, and that's how you grow. You know what I mean? So I think that would be my advice, to just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride and take it seriously. That's the one thing that's not going to change. I feel like a lot of times when it comes to soca, people think it's easy now. So they have this kind of way. I go jump out and I go sing something that that's no lover. That's not how this works. You know what I mean? I feel like it's I just need them to take it seriously, but you can make mistakes and you'll eventually get to where you want to go.
Because it kind of feels like consistency as well, because you have been consistent. You have been
Oh,
resolute.
yes, that's that's
Stuff.
that's the other that's the other thing too. I would always say, don't always try to have like the biggest tune in Carnival, or you don't need to do that. What you
Right.
need to do is try your best to be a consistent artist, because respect lives within consistency, because it's a situation where people are going to start to respect you and look at you in a different way when they realize, okay, you're taking this thing real serious, and you may not have the biggest tune, but you're there. You know what I mean? You're there, and we can see it. And people always people recognize fake. People recognize real. They know all the artists who are not serious. They know all the ones who are serious. This is the reason why there's a song that another artist could sing and they could get away with it, because it could look like a fluke. But if Nadia Batson sings it, they're not gonna let me get away with that at all, because they expect a particular standard from, you know what I mean? So I feel like yeah, yeah.
And it's just it's just standard quite high. Are you like a perfectionist?
Sometimes I can be. I think now I'm kind of like I kind of not trying to be so much as a perfectionist as before, because before I used to have to try to get everything needs to be perfect. And I think what I've recognized now is that people embrace imperfection. It's what connects us, and it's what makes us makes me at least relatable. You know what I mean? So I don't need to always be perfect. I know for sure that whatever I do, I try my best to be the best at it. Um,
Right.
um, you know what I mean? But I can be a perfectionist when it comes to things that I'm supposed to already know. Like my band knows that for sure. Like when we're rehearsing for Carnival, and there's certain things that I expect from them, and I could tend to be like, because that's another side of Nadi that people really don't know. When you see I'm working and I expect that level of professionalism and for us to have things done, the right way, I could tend to be a bit of a perfectionist in that sense. But really, I just right now, Gil, I am just enjoying the ride. And when you as you when you're growing too, and I've been on this journey for a little while now, so it's like I'm tending now to kind of enjoy the ride, you know.
Mhm. I love it. Miss Nadia Batson, thank you so, so much for your
You're so
time. I'm
very
sleeping.
welcome.
Thank you so much. I know you're a busy lady, and it was such a blessing because I think we needed to kind of catch up on this side of the Atlantic because we say sometimes the artists they kind of forget about us here. They have all the interviews
Yeah,
at
I
their
know,
time,
I
and
know. No, not at all.
sometimes you don't get.
I want to say thank you guys, everybody who is in the comments. I keep getting distracted because I only seeing love, 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 love coming my way. Guys, thank you all so much. I think I actually have something coming out next week. Yeah,
Yes.
so there,
Oh my
yeah,
God. You got music because I know you're on the makeup and the thing. Are you got any music coming out?
yeah, next
Anything?
week. Next week,
Fantastic.
yeah. So there's a rhythm coming out with it's from Mastermind with lyrical Tedison John and myself.
Right.
Yeah, so that's out. Girl, I preparing for carnival like normally as I just doing my thing.
Really? You carnival is ready and carnival gonna be next year. You up for it? You gonna be ready for it?
If I'm
You
gonna
gonna be
be
ready to
ready,
jump on?
oh, I'll be ready. I am just preparing. I'll be ready. Everybody is
Ready.
in here. I'm seeing Atlanta, seeing Barbados, Grenada, St. Lucia, Maryland,
Oh,
Toronto. Oh my gosh. Oh
I
God,
love
I love you all
it.
so much.
So we shall let you go. I'm seeing 3 minutes. They're gonna cut me off anytime soon for now.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, and we're gonna be there to be pushing you through. We're gonna be there supporting you still. All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
Okay,
your time.
darling. Bye. Bye, guys.
Okay. Oh, man, isn't she so nice? That was Nadia Batson. That was Nadia Batson. And you can tell why her fans love her. You can tell why people love her so much. Okay. She is just so genuine. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, guys. So this was AC Christie from I Love Carnival. We next week is gonna be kind of Carnival week. Well, would be Carnival week for Notting Hill Carnival. Right, and we got a couple of artists kind of coming through, so keep an eye on us, keep an eye to see what we're going to be doing. And yeah, guys, stay safe, you guys take care of you, and I will see you kind of next week. And thank you so, so much for the support. Thank you for kind of showing up, and thank you for showing Nadia so much love as well. All right, you guys take care, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.